spinoff.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah,
love,
he's so
I love Tyrone.
tall and beautiful.
I say this all the time. No, I mean, I say it all the
Nothing's
time.
happening.
Like, bring back the person whose life is not even remotely the same. Megan King Edmonds on the OC. She was married to this
Yes.
horrible man. She's now divorced. She's married to Cuff Biden, now divorced. She has a child with special needs. She's mommy blogging it up. And Megan's really smart. I didn't love Megan when she was on the show. I've since gotten to know she's great. Her life is different. Bring her back. Alexis Bellino, Jesus Jog. She was married to another awful man. Now she's in love. She's getting married. Totally different life. Bring someone back when their life has changed. I mean, I think Tinsley, I think if you brought Tinsley back to New York, I mean, really, if you can't cast this spinoff, this not spinoff, if you can't cast this rebooted new 2.0 New York, they're still having trouble casting it, rumor is. There was a lot of rumors it was going to be cast around Ebony. I don't know if that's happening, but I mean, why not Tinsley? Tinsley's life is so different. She's not with Scott. Have we ever seen Tinsley? And I'm not talking about High Society, the show she was on the CW way back with Devorah Rose and Dale. Yeah. I'm just talking about Housewives Tinsley. Like, have we ever seen Tinsley without loudmouth Ramona, loudmouth Dorinda, Luann, who doesn't, has a Tinsley walks into a group of Bethany of people that you can't get a word in edgewise. Like, Tinsley her life is all different too, completely different. She's not with Scott anymore. Now, granted, Tinsley doesn't live in New York. That's something.
Tinsley, see, I don't know. To me, it's like the Bethany factor. It's the Erica Jane factor. It's the Lisa Rinna. Like, did any of them work? You know what I mean? Like, to me, like Ramona, there is no, I don't know what happened with the jewelry thing or whatever, but it never really seemed to get much attention. She by Sheree has never, She by Sheree. I mean, how 10 years off, in the making, it's never, it's like Sonia and that damn toaster. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And here we are years later. It's still like Sheree doesn't pay people. I mean, it's just like, nothing, like we literally picked up from 5 years ago and nothing has changed.
Look, when Candy was just on my pod, I took the 4 one-season wonders and I said, here's the deal. Here's the 4 people: Kim Fields, Claudia Jordan, Shamari DeVoe, and Eva Marcel. They were all there for 1 or 2 seasons only. I think you look at one of them. I've said this before, Claudia Jordan, bring her back. That's my unpopular opinion. People say she didn't share her life. She only came into the season midway and she stood up to Nene, and that was not staged. That was really authentic. She had a real problem with Nene. She's not afraid of anyone. She could read you with 1 sentence. And not only that, but like Claudia would share. She too has things going on. Now, she too doesn't live in Atlanta. She lives in Texas, but she would live in Atlanta if the show was going to film. So I say, give it to her, give it to Claudia. I mean, Kim Fields doesn't want to come back. So that's and even maybe after Girls Trip, Eva's great. So I don't know, but I get what you're saying. I think you bring people back when their lives are so different. I don't mind Sheree being there. I really don't. I mean, I understand why they cast her. I just wonder, is this true? Is this really, like, who's right? Is it the fans who say, this is the Portia factor? We told you, without Portia, we are not watching. And guess what? That seems to be the case. Or is this the Kenya factor of like, calm the fuck down. We were against these 2 things and we're going to be just fine. Look, it looks like a great season. I mean, the trailer compared to last season, it looks great. I'm a little shocked. I have to say, I'm shocked that the ratings, 700 and something thousand.
I know, it's so low.
I don't get it.
I mean, that show, was the star. It was the marquee. You're talking, David, how many seasons ago were we at 1.8, 1.7, 1.9 million views? You're talking double. That's a huge.
And none of the others were. It was the highest, like almost 2 million.
It was the marquee. It is rather shocking. I love the shows so much. I Beverly Hills, Potomac. There's just, I really liked this season of Jersey. I can't wait for Salt Lake to be back. But I don't know. Some of these franchises for me, if they never came back, I would not. I agree with you on the Meghan King. But honestly, if they told me that the OC was going away, I'd be fine. I mean, it's so New York, because it's the city of New York, needs a show. Dallas, I don't miss. I mean, I got to tell you, people have told me I have to get on board with Miami, and I will. But like, just as my day to day, I'm like, I don't really need Miami. I don't need Atlanta anymore, which is, I need Atlanta. I'm with the fans. I need Atlanta if it's Portia, if it's Nene. I mean, I'm sad about
Really,
the Nene lawsuit.
I'm okay without Portia. I am.
You are.
I love Kenya Moore. I love Candy.
Awesome. I love Candy.
And I love Marlo.
I do too.
So those three, I don't mind Sheree being back. And Drew, if you really think about it, Drew does what she should do for a housewife. She reveals her personal life, no matter how messy it is.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think the cast is, but there are people that are like, they said they weren't going to watch if it wasn't for Portia, and it doesn't seem they're watching. So there's that. You know what you do need though? You do need Salt Lake. So look, they're trying, we have Dubai coming, and they just greenlit Girlfriends in Paris. I assume that's going to be like, I assume that's going to be like Princesses of Long Island for Paris. It's going to be like 30 something women in Paris, I assume. I don't know why they're not calling it Housewives. I assume that the women are not old enough. It has a different feel, but we have Girlfriends in Paris. So I don't know. Is it like, were they more open than we were in the world, and that's why we're going overseas? Or is it Salt Lake was such a success and brought life into the franchise? Do we really have to start finding different locations? And there's nowhere in the United States we find that interesting. Dubai's interesting, and Paris is, look, Emily in Paris. Have you ever seen it? Darren Star's Emily in Paris on Netflix. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I know. Everybody loves that show. I know.
Brilliant. So,
yeah.
I mean, I also love Melrose Place, and then when there was Sex in the City and Younger, Darren Star is a fucking genius. So, I mean, Girlfriends in Paris. So I don't know, but listen, I hope Atlanta gets better. That's all I have to say.
I know. Me too.
Southern Charm is coming back.
Love Southern Charm. I got into Southern Charm during the pandemic. I was not a Southern Charm girl, but I became one.
Now.
I feel like I picked the best season, right? I mean, I loved the crossover. I mean, God, it was true, but A-Rod and, oh my God, what's her name? Madison, Croy, right? Is it Madison?
Yeah.
I mean, that was juicy. I mean, that texting, that public incident, I mean, that ended his engagement with J-Lo. I mean, that was a huge pop culture moment. J-Lo was all over the place. I mean, that was J-Lo's 5th engagement, 6th engagement. I think she's been engaged